Hi, I'm Kristen.
Hi, I'm Ann.
Hi, I'm Sarah, and together we are
The Deacs of BLC. And by Deacs, we mean Deaconesses.
And by BLC, we mean Bethlehem Lutheran Church.
Deacs of BLC is just way easier than the Deaconesses of Bethlehem Lutheran Church. Oh my, that's a mouthful. So we're just going to keep it as the Deacs of BLC.
This whole idea of deaconesses and deacons is a whole lot to talk about and remember. So we thought we'd take a moment to explain what we mean by deaconess and what we mean by deacon, and shed a little light on the to roster or not to roster question.
Simply put, or not so simply put, to be a roster in the ELCA means that the person has gone through a theological and practical formation or education process to become a minister of word and sacrament, like pastors that do communion, or word and service, like deacons that do all the other stuff. To become a rostered minister, we are ordained.
We are not rostered.
We are consecrated, which means to be set aside for service to the Lord, which some of you may have been at my consecration that was held at BLC.
Simply defined, a deaconess is someone who uses her God-given gifts, talents, abilities, and passions in service to God's people. It's how we identify our vocation in God's world. We do this through and with the Lutheran Diaconal Association.
Fun fact, the Lutheran Diaconal Association used to be called the Lutheran Deaconess Association. They changed the name to include all genders.
Even though we are all women, the Lutheran Diaconal Association consecrates men as well. The men in this community go by the title of deacon. Confusing, right?
Yes! Very confusing.
Here's my thing. I identify as a deaconess of the Lutheran Diaconal Association, serving as a deacon in the ELCA, as the interim faith formation director here at BLC. When I was going through my formation process in the LDA community, I also went through the rostering process in the ELCA. I felt and feel these days that God was calling me to serve in church communities, in congregations. Not everyone understands or knows about the Deaconess program and what we are about and our background and training, but most people could understand being a part of the ELCA and being ordained, meaning that I've been screened and had the theological background and training. A congregational understanding of this background and the official support from the synod and the congregation were important to me. Being both a rostered deacon in the ELCA and a deaconess in our LDA community allows me to look for positions on my own without going through a formal call process like a pastor, but also allows me to be called in a congregation to serve like I am now called at BLC. Yay!
Here's my thing. I am not rostered in the ELCA. That means I am not called to BLC in the same way that Deaconess Ann is. Instead, I was hired through what many of you might recognize as a traditional employment process. I say that I am a deaconess serving as the ministry associate at BLC. And even though I do have a theological master's degree, which the rostered status now requires, I chose not to be rostered because when I was consecrated and throughout my ministry, I have discerned that the position and style of Christian public leadership that I am called to does not require that rostered status.
Here's my thing. I'm a deaconess serving as a high school math teacher at Meade High School. I am not rostered. And in the public ministry, rostering isn't even a thing. And most people don't even know that I'm a deaconess or what that even means. But my role at BLC is a community member and volunteer. And my role as the deaconess is to public ministry.
At the end of the day, our consecration to the Lutheran Diaconal Association's ministry of word and service is about a filter through which we see our call and identity.
Whether or not we are rostered is in addition to our work. It is about where that identity and sense of call takes us.
Some of us are on the roster and some are not.
But we all wear the same pin.
On our pin we have the cross with Jesus as our guide and shield, the Chi Rho, which is Greek for Christ, and the wash basin for when Jesus washed the disciples' feet in chapter 13 of the book Gospel according to John.
But some of us forget to wear our pins or lose them, so we got the tattoo.
Tattoos are optional.
So we hope we cleared some things up for you.
And we probably muddied the waters just a little bit more.
But please know that we are here to happily answer any of the questions you may have. You know where to find us.
We are the Deacs of BLC. Hi, I'm Kristen.
Hi, I'm Ann.
Hi, I'm Sarah.
Together we are.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
Stop. Okay. We thought we'd take a minute to explain the difference between deaconesses and deacons. There's a whole lot there. So we thought we'd start over.
Simply are not word and service or minister of word and sacrament like Pastor Katie have gone through the process of evaluation and training and theological classes and fieldwork and internship and many other things to be rostered as a minister of word or service like deacons or word and sacrament.
we are not rostered.
You have to say we're consecrated. And even though I do have a master's degree, I was consecrated, and throughout my ministry, I have discerned that the position and style of worship that I am called to, position of worship.
Here's my thing. I'm a deaconess serving as a high school math teacher at Meade High School. And nope, and nope, and nope.
But we all wear the same pin. You're supposed to describe the pin.